Srila Prabhupada about spiritual and material topics. So why does one fall down? As soon as we become proud, we find ourselves unable to follow the spiritual master's orders. As a result, we are bound to fall down. Before a living entity falls down, however, he develops a feeling called faithlessness. If we keep our faith at the lotus feet of the spiritual master and Vaishnavas intact, then our perfection is guaranteed. Otherwise, we will be doomed, and our desire for matter will simply increase. To challenge the Supreme Lord is a symptom of sinful mentality. Pride and the desire for material enjoyment. The Lord is always seeing me. This is the proper way to understand things. Therefore, one should see the Lord through one's ears in order to attain the Lord's mercy and to please Him. One should approach Him with humility and eagerness. To lose faith in material enjoyment and try renunciation means to develop faith in the Supreme Lord. If we are faithful to the living entities in this world, it is a symptom that we want material enjoyment. Let me enjoy this world to my heart's content. We develop this mentality because we lack spiritual initiation or transcendental knowledge. If we cannot consider who we are and what is our relationship with the Lord, then how is it possible to surrender or develop faith? Unless one develops faith, one can see neither a pure devotee, not the Supreme Lord, but will simply indulge in envious, violent, or blasphemous activities. So this is a package of fruit, hard to swallow. But it is like this. Did someone follow? You must concentrate your mind. You try to understand. Otherwise, you're disturbing. Any question or any comments on this?
What's the reason of becoming proud?
The reason?
Yeah, there is.
For what?
You said one becomes proud and one.
Reason why he's falling down when become proud.
Yeah. As soon as we become proud, there's no problem in this world to become proud. To become humble, this is a problem. We are proud of. It depends, where you're standing. Even a beggar, he's proud that he's a beggar, He thinks, I don't have to work. They have my bottle every day. Because naturally in material life you cannot survive without proudness. We want to become all proud in the material world, or we want to enjoy the maximum. I enjoy better than you, or I become envious. Yes. Better do we question ourselves how we can become humble. This is better. Then we get better understanding. Then you know that proud is just the opposite. I and humble means I understand who I am. I am insignificant. I am nothing, no one. So how can we vanquish our previous material experiences? Whatever we have learned since childhood is mundane education. Such education simply taught us how to live in this world. When spiritual knowledge is established in the heart, we easily realize the insignificance of the above-mentioned education. I am a servant of the Lord, not the object of service. To render service to the Lord is my only duty. I will not do anything other than serve the Lord. When these pious mentalities capture my heart, all my sinful mentalities and whatever I have learned from my worldly father, mother, relatives and teachers will be removed. As soon as I forget that Krishna is the only enjoyer, I will fall into the ocean of material existence. The conditioned life of those inclined to the Lord's service is exhausted. And the conditioned life of those averse to the Lord's service is enhanced. Those who are attracted to this world do not like to serve, hear about, or have time for the Lord. Even if they make a show of hearing about the Lord, they immediately reject the teachings if they are not to their liking. They give no importance to Harikatha. They prefer to pay attention only to needs of the devotee. If we want to know God, we must approach God's devotees. There is no other way to know Him. Why aren't we interested in God? How can anyone be interested in the Supreme Lord if he has no good fortune or piety? Does everyone like working in an office, doing business, or studying mathematics? Those who have a natural tendency for Karma Yoga love to engage in Karma Yoga. Those who have a natural tendency for bhakti yoga love to engage in bhakti yoga. Lacking faith in devotional service is a symptom of misfortune. The Supreme Lord is the ultimate object of worship and the transcendental absolute truth. He cannot be understood by the material senses. Rather, he reveals himself to a service-inclined devotee by following the ascending path. No one can achieve his mercy. So that's because it is very, we always take the position as a servant. Servant nature should be humble and tolerant. Service-inclined devotee. It is richtig. He reveals himself to a service-inclined devotee with his attitude he should always have. By following the ascending path, no one can achieve his mercy. It means if I try to get up to my personal power, then it means that I am more powerful than God. Because if I can enter his plane, I can destroy, I can make a much difficulty. So that's because not those who are following the ascending path by studying karma, jnana, or mystic yoga, by their austerities or by their knowledge or by their activities. They think they can go by following this. They cannot achieve his mercy. We have to understand the mentality what we have to develop as bhaktas. We can never become him. We can never become on the same level as he is. We also don't have the desire. We always want to be servant, please him. This is the mentality of a devotee. And he will experience and he will know everything. He will understand why this material world is created. For those who try to, by their own power, try to attain the highest. But what would they do there? They would just create disturbance. It's like when the atmosphere is pure and one comes with a dirty mind on a subtle level, then it is disturbing. It is not possible that they understand. We cannot understand what's going on. It is even in this world. Everything is material, also the mind, because it's connected with matter here. So there are different, that's because there are different planes or different planets. There are planets where the real saints go. There's a planet where sannyasis who have given up. There's different purities of different levels of purity. Up to Brahman, they may be possible to come, but they will not be able to come with the original person in contact. They will not. That's because there are many guards like Jai and Vijay standing here outside. One has to be highly qualified, and they know who is fit and who is not fit. So they will not be allowed to enter there, because we would just disturb there with our false ego, with our desire to become the enjoyer. So why can't everyone understand the glories of devotional service? Why can we not understand, or not everyone understand? How will one understand the glories of devotional service unless he has extraordinary merit? With ordinary merit one can understand the glories of material enjoyment and liberation. So what is direct, indirect, beyond direct and indirect and transcendental perception? So Srila Prabhupada says on this, direct perception refers to what is perceived with the senses. Indirect perception refers to placing faith in objects seen by others through their senses. Direct perception refers what we can perceive with the senses, means touch, taste, hearing, smelling, also the mind. It is a subtle matter. So direct perception refers to what is perceived with the senses. Indirect perception refers to placing faith in objects seen by others through their senses. Like when we hear about Hong Kong, or let's say what is Hong Kong. Somebody was there. So you have been in Hong Kong?
I lived there for 12 years, Maharaj.
Oh, I was also a few times.
Not by choice. I was sent.
I know it also, yeah. But let's say Sydney, Australia. So indirect perception refers to placing faith in objects seen by others through their senses. So one who has been there, he can tell you how it looks, how the people are there, what is, because through one who has seen, who has been there. So beyond direct and indirect perception refers to perception that is neither direct nor indirect, which is sometimes called tabula rasa, absolute or Brahman. The impersonalist philosophy is the ultimate conclusion of this type of perception. So it refers to it is beyond direct and indirect perception. So it cannot be experienced by the senses, generally. Not by our material senses, and also not to indirect. If somebody tells you about Brahman, he cannot explain it in reality. But our concept of the Absolute is completely different from that of these types of perceivers. Our Absolute is Shyama Sundara, the son of Nanda who plays a flute. Srimad Bhagavatam has called this Absolute Atoksaja, transcendental. What is the exact meaning of Atoksaja? Somebody knows? Yeah, we cannot be perceived to, in German we would say it is unbegreiflich, or we have no we cannot imagine even. It is beyond all our imaginations. Atoksaja. One has to transcend the platform of direct, indirect, beyond direct and indirect perception and come to the platform of transcendental perception in order to engage in the service of the personality of Godhead. So it goes even beyond Brahman. Shyamasundara is the supreme worshipable Lord. He is supremely independent and the highest authority. Atoksaja can take initiative. One cannot approach Atoksaja with a businessman's mentality, and it is impossible to cheat him. He is the omniscient supersoul. He does not come into the range of mundane vision. So on the beginning level, even advanced yogis, the Lord Shyamsundara will not come into the range of mundane vision. Means you cannot perceive him through any of our senses. Even hearing Krishna, when we hear Krishna, then we hear sound. But it doesn't mean Krishna Nam, and Krishna is not different. But we have not yet crossed the plane. Then pure devotee chanting the name of Krishna. When they speak about Krishna manifests, he is present, he is reality. This we cannot even imagine, because if we would be able to imagine it, then you would be already there. So what is devotional service and what is non-devotional service? Devotional service means sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. Non-devotional service means anyabhilasa, karma, jnana, yoga, and the innumerable other ways to turn away from Hari, created by the mixture of these items. So this is our topic of material and spiritual topics is now discussed. Yes, any question? How can we? Radhe, Radhe. The next chapter is dependence and independence. I just read the first one. It is maybe interesting for some. There's the question, does the Supreme Lord interfere with the living entity's independence? So can we point on him, whatever may happen to us or to others? He has done wrong, or he has made mistake, or why he is not protecting my child or my mother or father or this or that. So Srila Prabhupada says on this, the living entities are fragmental parts and pulses of the Supreme Conscious Lord. Oh, the Lord means consciousness. This is not, cannot be seen, not touched, not this. It is beyond our imaginations. The qualities found in the vast ocean are also found in a single drop of ocean water, but in minute quantity. Thus the Lord is supremely independent, and the minute spirit souls possess minute independence. So Supreme Lord is supremely independent. So he is not dependent on anyone except himself. And the minor spirit, the tiny spirit souls, possess minute independence. It doesn't mean they have all independence. Minute is a tiny independence. So the living entities are not created, but are eternal. The living entities are not the products of matter, but are spiritual. So this is the basis understanding what we have to realize. It has to be realized. If not, we cannot understand spiritual understanding. Living entity does not mean body or anybody, anything in this material world, what manifests in gross matter. Any living being. So it is not product of matter, but are spiritual. So the form we are taking, or the living beings taking, may be unlimited forms. But the soul is different from the form. So the soul never dies, never takes birth. But because I identify with matter, this is the nature of this material world, I have to go to take birth and to live for certain times, and then I die. I think I die. So this means we have not understood who I am. I think I am this man, I am lady, I am monkey, I am whatever living being I may take part here. So this is the most important thing for beginning. The living entities. Independence is not imposed upon them, but is their natural constitution. It is by the misuse of this constitutional independence that the living entities suffer. The Supreme Lord does not interfere with any entity's independence because he does not kill the living entity's spiritual characteristics. The Lord is an ocean of mercy. That is why he informs the living entities how to properly use or to misuse their independence. Only those who hear his instruction from the scripture and worship him, thus properly using their independence, attain perfection. So it is lying on us, spirit, as a soul. I can decide. If I use my independence to again turn my head towards Supreme Lord and see him in everything, then I attain perfection in this way. If I turn away my head and come and focus on this external world, then I am getting in a state of ignorance, agyan, dhamma guna. I identify with something I am not. It's like a dream. You identify with something, but it's just a dream coming and going. No reality. But now we have forgotten we are attached to this external, and we cannot give it up because we have no experience where we really are, who we are. And we are eternal spirit, soul, and we are persons. And we have also a form, but it is a transcendental form. With our eyes, our capacity, our intellect, mind, and with our senses, we cannot see or experience our real form, transcendental form. So this is what basic understanding we have to learn and we have to realize. It is not theoretical knowledge, it is the truth, it is the reality. If you tell me this world is reality, then I think then you must be frustrated. Because this reality, one day is finished. Everything, nothing you can take with you. So you must always understand where I am now, this is something like a dream. I identify, I am this, I am that. But nothing in this world where I'm moving now is constant or will survive. And the subtle body is the same. Not when I lose the body, I say, now I am body okay, but my subtle body goes on. No, in your subtle body means mind, intellect. He is connected with the material, with the gross matter. And you have to, when you get attached to matter, to enjoyment, you again have to come and live your life. This is your decision. In our independence, we got slight independence. So it is up to us. We can decide, go home, back home, or we are wandering and dreaming, going on life after life. in the place that there's time, past and future. In reality, it is not. This is a manifestation of this illusory energy. We are never separated from the Lord. But we are separate because our senses go outside and try to identify with something what has a beginning and an end, with what is illusion in reality. Any question? Anything clear? I don't know if you could follow. Very simple. It's very simple. And if you think it is complicated, then we are under the control of this material world, this illusory. In the film we think this is reality. This is, yes.
When we can realize that is the moment that we are pure enough, or does it also?
Everything depends on the Lord. Then, and He knows. We heard just we cannot cheat Him. I cannot do outside devotee, inside sense enjoyer. We cannot cheat. It must be pure. My activities are meant for pleasing my Lord. I try my best, but I cannot please Him. I am separated still and did not get the mercy. So the devotees who are coming to this level, they are crying and they do not understand, yes, or they understand. He is always with me. This deep desire, deep feeling will come. You don't want to be separated from Him. Even He makes the pastimes so that you feel separated. But the separation, it's another intimate. Separation supports the meeting, or it is no difference. It is even more intense when you feel separation. There's pain and there is ecstasy in the same way. I feel separated, and in the same way I'm suffering because He's hiding, and then He is coming again. Don't worry, I am here. It's a wonderful, loving relation we can have to the Lord. We can close here. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki